Hey, thanks for joining. Today I'd like to go over a simple but effective and well-balanced morning routine. I realize that I talk a lot about morning routines in my blog and I highly encourage it. So I figured I'd take some time today to share with you a morning routine for you to try with me now and maybe on your own afterwards. Just kind of experimenting to see what works best for you and how is best for you to get your day started. So this morning routine is going to focus on three things, 3 M's: movement, meditation, and morning pages. So I always find that these 3 things coupled together really support each other. And so when we move, we get the heart going a little bit, we get our muscles more loose after sleeping, and then that supports us in our meditation. It helps our mind stay a little bit more in connection with our body. And then the morning pages are great to follow up meditation with, because then we know that when we're in meditation, our mind starts to churn and we think about things we have to do. And so it gives us a place to process after the meditation. So that for me, I realize that if I know I'm going to do my morning pages after meditation, then I can just kind of let go of the thoughts and trust that the important ones will come back to me when I process in my morning pages. So this class I'm going to do just a brief, easy morning wake up movement, yoga practice. And then we'll do about 5 minutes of meditation and I'll guide you through that. And then the morning pages, they originally came from Julia Cameron, who wrote The Artist's Way, and that's when I started doing these, and they've been pretty revolutionary for me in my intentional practices. And it's basically stream of consciousness writing. So taking 3 pages in a notebook and just writing and not stopping, even if it's I don't know what to write, you just keep going for 3 pages. And for me, it just helps me process a lot of the junk in my head from the night before and for the upcoming day. So what I'd recommend that you have is a place clear of clutter, just enough space to do some easy movement in. Maybe a pillow or a meditation cushion. When I sit up a little bit, it helps my knees and my hips feel more comfortable in meditation, so I can go longer and I'm more comfortable. And then have a journal and a pen nearby so that you can go right from the meditation into your morning pages, into writing in your journal. So we're going to get started with some movement. Let's come up to our backs and just take your time getting down, getting comfortable. We're basically just going to do some wake up stretches. So you can straighten your legs out, you can keep your knees bent with the feet on the floor, and just start to stretch one arm up overhead, and then the other. Maybe gently rocking the hips to the opposite side. And then straighten the legs if they're not already straightened, extend the arms up. Point and flex the toes. Really, this is your time to just kind of stretch and wake up. Maybe extending long through one side of the body and then the other. And as you just start to bring in these gentle movements, start to become aware of your breath. Maybe take a twist to one side. Really, I'm not going to guide you too much in this. I just want you to do any movements that feel good, that help you feel like you're starting to warm up the muscles, get out any stiffness in the neck, and the arms and the back. And just take about 3 more breaths, just kind of moving and wiggling and tuning in. Great, now once you've taken your 3rd breath, we're just going to hold on to the knees, hugging them in towards the chest. Feeling the low back imprint onto the mat beneath you. And then take a hold of your right leg and extend the left leg out down onto the mat. If this is too intense of a stretch, you can place the left foot down and just hug the right knee in. Otherwise, maybe lengthen that left leg all the way down to the ground. And give just a little bit of resistance by hugging the right knee in towards chest and right shoulder. And then change sides, and then inhale, bring the left knee in, and exhale, extend that right leg down to the earth. Or all the way stretched out. And again, just take a breath or two here, hugging that left knee in. Great, and then inhale, right leg up. Hold the backs of the thighs. If you have no low back issues or pain in the spine, then gently start to rock forward and back a few times. If this is too much or bothers your back, you don't want to feel the vertebrae digging into the mat. So if you do, just roll to one side, and we're going to make our way up to seated. If you are rocking, rock all the way up, and we'll meet crossing the legs at the top of the mat. And then come all the way around onto the hands and knees into tabletop. So we're going to bring the knees about hips width apart, the wrists underneath the shoulders. And then just a few cat-cows to warm up the spine. With inhale, let chest lift, belly drop down towards the ground. And with your exhale, hug the navel in, press the palms firmly into the mat, and round the upper back. Inhale, come into cow pose, actually. This is cow, gentle back bend. And cat is the rounding of the back, the really hugging in of navel. Good. And just a few more times, inhaling to cow. Exhaling to cat. Maybe close the eyes and just tune into the movement, to the sensations, to the flow of the breath. Good. Next, inhale here, flatten the back. And with your exhale, sit hips down onto the heels. Maybe spread the knees a little bit wider to get some space for belly and chest to fall through the legs. And then come all the way down, stretching the arms out and bringing cheek or forehead to the mat. Child's pose. Feeling some release in low back, perhaps some opening in the hips and thighs. And then with your inhale, come back up into tabletop. Step left foot forward in between the palms here. And you can come up onto the fingertips, or you can even bring that left arm on the inside of the left leg if this is uncomfortable to have the knee between the hands. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to take hip circles here in lunge. Not too drastic of a movement, but just circling the hips here. Bringing them to one side and back as you come off of the lunge, and then the other side and maybe a little bit deeper into the lunge here. So no need to force yourself into your deepest lunge right now, but just kind of swiveling and moving the hips, and then change directions. Good, and then we're going to change sides. So we're going to bring that left foot back, down, knee to the earth, right foot steps forward. Good. You want this knee stacked pretty much above that ankle there. When you start doing the hip circles, it will move back and forth, but just to get a nice stable setup here. And then take the hip circles in one direction and breathe. Just check in with how your hips are feeling. Are your muscles sore or tight? Are they more open today? Good, and then change directions of your circles. All right, and then with your next exhale, bring the right foot back, knee to the earth. Plant the palms, tuck your toes, and we're going to press up into downward facing dog. So hug navel into spine, lift the knees, bend your knees, and bring your chest all the way to your thighs. And then from there, start to slowly straighten the legs as if you were peeling the spine up towards the sky. Pressing palms to earth and letting the head and neck relax. Find your breath as always. Stay connected. Feel your palms, your feet, your toes on the ground, keeping you stable and steady. And then maybe take a few movements here, bending one knee, stretching opposite heel to earth, and changing sides. And maybe find stillness for one more breath here. And with your inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, and exhale, walk to the top of the mat. Bring the feet about hips width apart or slightly wider. They can even be as wide as the mat if that feels really good for you this morning or today. And we're just going to take a fold, so grab opposite elbows, let head and neck hang. Keep the knees slightly bent here. Again, we're slowly warming up the legs. So this won't be your deepest fold. Good, and then from here, release the hands back down to the earth. Bend the knees just a little bit deeper. We're just going to come up to standing, rolling up. Bring the palms together at the center of the heart. We're just going to do one round of Sun A for a little bit of extra movement. And if you have more time in your day, you're welcome to do more. Get your breath. Feel your feet connected to the earth. Soft knees, strong core. So we're going to use the core to help support the low spine. Hugging navel in, trying to resist the urge to really arch the back here. Feel the chest lift, crown of head extend towards ceiling. And with an inhale, extend the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Again, keeping the knees soft. Halfway lift. Lengthen the spine, gaze forward. Exhale, left foot steps back to lunge. Inhale, lengthen the spine again, gaze forward. And with your exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank pose, shoulders above the wrists. Exhale, knees to earth, belly and chest to the ground at the same time. Inhale for baby cobra, and exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg extends high. Exhale, step it through. Gaze forward, inhale, long spine. And step all the way forward to fold, exhale. Halfway lift on your inhale. Fold back down, exhale. And come to standing, flat back. Inhale, and take an exhale here. We'll do the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, gaze forward. And exhale, fingertips mat. This time the right foot steps back to lunge. Nice long spine inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Shoulders above wrists. Body is in one straight line. Exhale, knees to earth. Belly and chest down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, inhale, and step it through, exhale. Long spine, gaze forward, take a big breath in, and fold at the top of the mat, exhale. Rise halfway, inhale, fold, exhale. And this time we're just going to stay here in the forward fold. Take your favorite version, so ragdoll perhaps, grabbing opposite elbows. If you need a shoulder opener, interlace the hands behind your back and extend the arms overhead. Whatever variation of fold you take, Make sure the neck is super relaxed. Inhale, bring the hands to the shins, halfway lift. And with your exhale, we're going to make our way back into child's pose, so plant palms, step back, knees to earth, and lower hips to heels. Coming all the way down. We're going to take 3 breaths here. Wonderful. So that was the movement section of this morning routine. Again, you're welcome to extend it, make it longer. If you have the time and the energy, please do so. Again, it doesn't have to be super extensive or involved, just something to get the heart rate up, the blood pumping, and your body moving. I find it helps connect my mind to my body and prepares me for meditation. So next we're going to be moving into our meditation segment. Grab your pillow, your meditation cushion, some blocks, whatever you want to use to keep your hips a little bit more elevated and lifted so that you have space for knees and hips and you feel really comfortable. So take your time. Take a moment to find your sitting position, to get comfy, to adjust as you need to. And I will be keeping track with a meditation timer. I highly recommend meditation timers. For me, it gives me peace of mind to know that there is a there's a definite amount of time that I will be sitting in silence. And I find that it helps keep my mind a little bit more focused when I don't have to worry about going over time or going under time and so forth. So I'm going to pull up a 5-minute timer. But before I get it started, shift side to side. Feel your sitting bones connected to your pillow or bolster. Make sure your feet and knees are comfortable. Adjust if they're not. And then we're just going to pick our position. We want the spine nice and tall and lengthened, the shoulders soft, and the hands relaxed somewhere on the legs. Adjust hair, clothing, anything that you need to so you don't feel distracted in your meditation. The less amount of distractions we can create at the beginning, the better, because our mind creates enough distractions for itself. Great. So this timer, you'll hear perhaps a little ding, a gong at the beginning and a gong at the end. But I will be talking throughout, just helping guide you, and then of course giving you some time for silence and stillness on your own. Okay, so we're going to get started. Close the eyes or pick a focal point on the earth in front of you. We'll start by tuning into our surroundings. So notice the sounds around you, outside of the room, inside of the room. Next, we'll become aware of the body. So doing a brief scan, starting from the top of the head. Tuning in, checking in with every part, the face. Are your brows tense? Is your jaw tight? How can you let go just a little bit more? Check in with the neck, the shoulders. See if you can find more softness, more ease. Make your way down the torso and the arms, tuning into spine, the eventually the hips, and making your way down towards legs, knees, and feet. Acknowledging any discomfort, but just let it go. Try not to get hung up or attached on the specific area. And then just notice the physical body as a whole. The warmth of your body heat, the temperature on your skin, almost as if you were suspended, weightless, in space. Next, we'll bring our awareness to the deeper rhythms of our body. So becoming aware of the heartbeat in your chest. Perhaps even noticing the more subtle pump of blood through your veins. Maybe you can feel pulsing in your fingertips, toes. Notice any movement or sensation in the belly, in the digestion tract. Are you hungry? Or is your body processing food? How does that feel? And then just start to deepen the breath here. Become aware of the depth of your breath. Use your breath as a way to come back. Eventually bringing your awareness into the room, back to your surroundings. With your next inhale, extend the arms up overhead. And with your exhale, bring the palms together and down into the center of your chest, right at the center of your heart. We're going to take just a moment to observe our state of being now after our brief meditation. then as you exhale, gently release your hands to your legs, and at your own time, as you're ready, open your eyes. Great, so welcome. Thanks for joining me. That went a lot faster than I thought it was going to. So that's a nice reminder that when we're really being present and focusing on our physical body and what's happening within us, it doesn't feel so excruciating the time in meditation. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much. And now I'd like to encourage you to take some time, whether it be 5 minutes or 15 minutes based on the space you have in your day. Stay here if you're comfortable, move somewhere else if you're not, and take your book with you. And just before you get started, identify how many pages you're going to write. It's good to kind of pre-identify that ahead of time so that you stay intentional about how long you spend processing. And again, just write whatever comes to your mind, whatever you think of, whatever you feel, just write it down. It's kind of like a mind blurt. Just get it down on paper, keep writing. Even if you don't know what to write, write anything, write something. And then I find that the more I practice it, the more I get into the rhythm and I kind of get used to doing it, so it becomes a little bit less uncomfortable when I don't know what to write. Sometimes I find that I complain the whole time and get out my complaints, get out my frustrations, and other times I gush about something that happened during the day before. So really, it doesn't matter what you write, it just matters that you write. So, process your meditation. See what thoughts come up for you after doing this morning routine. And as always, please check in with me. Let me know what you think. If you have any ideas, inspiration, something to share, I'd love hearing from you. So thank you for joining me. I hope this brief and simple morning routine has helped you or provided you with some sort of inspiration to get started in your own practices. Thank you so much. Namaste.